It doesn't matter how many new clients you get for your gym if people are not sticking around. In this video, I'm gonna give you 3 power moves to increase your retention, not just for brand new people, but for those longtime members, so we keep the relationship
spicy.
Fucking shit fire. That's what's about to happen, man. That shit is hot.
My name is Mark Fisher from businessforunicorns.com. And if you like this video, you're gonna wanna go to the description box below and check out my new book on Amazon. It's called Mark Fisher's Book of Fitness Business Secrets. Lessons, stories, and true life shenanigans from the world's only multi-million-dollar fitness unicorn cult. You're gonna like it, I promise you. How do we keep the relationship spicy for the long term? Now, there are a lot of different systems you can roll out here, and some of the most effective, of course, are ones that require some operational chutzpah to put together. This would be something like perhaps putting in either a quarterly check-in with all your clients or assigning all the members of your gym to have some sort of weekly touch base with your coaches. And while I love those kinds of systems, the reality is that they can get a little bit unwieldy. So I'm gonna focus on 3 that are relatively easy to roll out and they'll have big impact immediately. And if you want 3 tips for successfully onboarding new clients over the first 1 to 2 months, you want to check out my video, 3 gym onboarding tips to skyrocket retention. And now, let's talk about giving love to the old timers. The first move is one we have done religiously at Mark Fisher Fitness virtually since our birth, and that is sending out cards on a weekly basis to celebrate your clients. What you want to do is you want to get in the habit of you and your team tracking things in a spreadsheet that are ideas to send cards to your clients. This could be anything from celebrating a new job, getting engaged, to having a baby, any momentous event that you want to acknowledge and say, hey, we see you. Since you're keeping it on a spreadsheet, there are going to be 2 benefits, and that is number 1, whatever pulse it is that you write and sign the cards as a team, and I suggest doing this either a weekly or monthly meeting, depending on how often you meet with your team. By having that spreadsheet, you know what cards you're gonna be writing. You don't have to think about it in real time and maybe forget stuff. Number 2, if you start doing this and you have a big enough gym, you don't want to accidentally be sending multiple cards about the same thing. And this sounds very silly, but if you have a big enough gym, that actually can get hard to remember over time. And while it's not strictly wrong, you generally don't want to send one person a card every couple of weeks. That starts to feel kind of weird. Number 2, personalized gifts. So this is a strategy that I first heard about from Rick Mayo at Alloy, and I love this idea. Basically, you have a budget for your gym on a monthly basis that you're gonna really challenge your team to use to send personalized gifts to your clients. This is one more way to really continue to acknowledge your long-term members and say, hey, I see you and you matter to me and I was thinking about you and here's this thing I got for you. And then last, another technique we've used to great effect at Mark Fisher Fitness is the Ninja of the Month, though of course you'll call it a Client of the Month. This can be an awesome way to celebrate long-term members. You can celebrate them via a public social media post. If you have a private Facebook group, you can do it. We put up signs around the clubhouse. We really like to make a big deal about this. And of course, we also reach out to the individual that we are honoring with the award. We let them know why we love them, what it is we value about them, why they're so important to us. And then we give them some free stuff for them, and then usually some sort of offer for them to give something away free to a friend. Because after all, if they're someone we love working with, odds are we would love working with their friends too. Now, my one caveat here is you want to wait until you have a tipping point of members. I think if you do this with only 30 or even 50 members, you run into the weird situation where you have 1 client of the month and then 29 not clients of the month. So that is a thing I want to have on your radar. If you do this, I would encourage you wait till you have a critical mass of clients. Otherwise, it starts to get a little bit weird. All right, friends. Well, I want to give you 3 quick hits here today because there's a lot of awesome plays that you can do with your long-term clients that I'll likely do future videos on, but that are a little bit tough to operationalize. And my hope is from today's video, you can take 1 or maybe even all 3 of these action steps, put them into place, implement some sort of weekly or monthly pulse of them, go out there and start making your clients feel like $1 million. And if you want to make me feel like $1 million, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button. Now, if you want to find out more about how we help training gym owners create more income, more impact, and more freedom, you'll want to head over to businessforunicorns.com. At the top of the toolbar, there's a link to all sorts of free resources. So in addition to subscribing to this YouTube, you can subscribe to our podcast, you can sign up to get our weekly emails that myself and Pete Dupuis write, you can follow us on Instagram. We're on a mission to make sure that you are having the best career, the best training gym possible, that you're loving your life, and you're making massive impact on your clients' lives. And to that end, I will catch you soon for another video where I'll share more actionable tips, psychological frameworks, and philosophy.